Hello friends, I recently learned about this regex function in Excel and I want to share what I have learned so far with 3 examples which help me a lot in my office work. It will be a very quick tutorial and it will be helpful for you, so watch it till the end. I have this dataset and my task is to separate numbers and text. If I use a normal flash fill function in Excel, it will not identify the pattern and it will not give me the correct results. So here it will come a REGEXEXTRACT function, which is the first one. The first argument is text, my data set. I can take one or I can take all at a time, comma. The second one is pattern. Pattern is always given in inverted commas. It's a rule of thumb. Okay. And now I want to pull digits between 0 to 9. So for this, the pattern is backslash and small d. You can close the inverted commas, close the bracket and say enter. You will notice you got first digit of every cell, but you want all the digits until a non-digit hits. So what you will do is, we'll come at the D and just hit a plus sign. This will tell Excel to keep running until a non-digit hits. Now when I say enter, you will notice I got it. Now if you see here 2435, it ran and then it stopped because a non-digit hit. That is what I was meaning. Now, if I want to pull everything which is not digits, what I can do is I can copy the same formula and I will do a little change, which is instead of small d, I will use a capital D. This is a pattern which says pull everything other than 0 to 9, other than digits. Now, when I say enter, you will notice I got all the text and the symbols as well. So this is how you can use it. Let's move on to scenario 2. I have this data set and I want to pull the first name and last name. Let's first do with a flash fill method, which is very easy. I just need to give Excel some pattern, and when I do a control E, it will automatically figure the pattern for us and give us the data. So I got the first name, well and good. Now when I do a last name and come here, do a control E, here also it works, but the problem is for the William and Emma, it also takes the middle name J and K as the last name, J Harris and K Robinson, which is wrong. I don't want the middle name, I just want the last name. So in this scenario, flash fill fails. What we can do? We can use a regex extract function. Text is the data set, comma pattern, as I said, it will be in inverted commas. And now first I want to tell Excel to pull the first capital letter. So for that I will use a square bracket and give capital A to Z and close the square bracket. I'm telling Excel to pull only the first capitalized letter, not the all. Okay. And after that I want to tell Excel, once you find out the first capital letter, start capturing the small letters. Give a small letter A to Z, close the square bracket, and this time I'll use a plus sign. What I'm telling Excel not just find the first small letter, but keep continuing finding the small letter until a next capital letter hits. Now I'll close the inverted commas, close the bracket and enter. And you see we got the names. Now if you want to find the last name, it is very easy. You can just take the same formula, come here and at the end of the plus sign, you will use a dollar sign. What this dollar sign does? It means end of the text. So find the last capitalized word in the cell. Now when I say enter, okay, I need to use a equal to here. And when I say enter, you will notice William J. Harris, we got only Harris. K. Robinson, we got only Robinson because the middle name it has not taken. So this is the way you can use it and it is much better than flash fill. Let's work on the scenario 3. I have this feedback and I want to extract email IDs from this feedback. And if you say this is not in a proper format, so flash fill will not work. Now I will say equal to regex extract. Text is my data set, comma, pattern always starts with the inverted commas. Now if you see here, I want to pull all the letters. It might be small, it might be capital, and dots. Okay. And I want to stop it at the at. So how I will write it? I will open a square bracket. I will say find me anything capital A to Z, small a to Z, and then there's a dot also. Find me a dot, close the square bracket and hit a plus sign. Why plus sign? Because I want them to keep repeating it until they hit the at. And again I will click on plus and then again I'll start a square bracket. Now after that I will use the same thing. I will tell them find anything between capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, find me any dots if it has, and then I will close the square bracket and hit a plus sign because I want it to keep repeating. I'll close the inverted commas, close the bracket and I'll say enter. And you will notice we got all the email IDs extracted from here. Now suppose in this David it is 1. Let's see it will figure out or not. When I say 1 and say enter, you see it is not giving us the correct one because we have not added in our formula the first one 1. So it is very easy. What you can do, after dot or before dot, you can say find me anything between 0 to 9. Now when I say enter, you will notice we got the David 1. Now another example, suppose in the yahoo.com we have 0 yahoo.com. When I say enter, it is not working for us. So I can come to the formula and I can say find me 0 to 9 as well. Now when I say enter, you got it. This is a very good example you can work on. Let's move on to the next scenario with the same example. Now if I go to my earlier example, you will see the flash fill was not possible in this example because there were no space between first name and last name. But if you come to the new example where you have a space in between first and last name and also in between first name, middle name and last name, flash fill will work. So if I say John, I'll come here, Control E, I got the answer. I'll say Smith, I'll come here, Control E, I got the answer. No issues. And here if you see, we didn't got J, we got Harris and Robinson. But I want to take you to the new concept in regex extract. So I will use regex extract. What is the text? This is the text, comma. What is the pattern? It always starts in inverted commas. And what we learn, if we want to find anything which is not a digit, we will use / capital D, if you remember, and we will hit a plus sign because we want it to keep running it until it hit a digit, which is 0 to 9. Close the inverted commas, close the bracket and enter. Now you will notice it gave us the full name, but we want only the first name. But it gave us the full name because this one never had a digit. Okay. Now if I type here 9, suppose if I type here 9 and say enter, you will see we got it because it run until a digit comes, right? Now in this scenario, you will not use D, you will use W. W is a word, you want to find a word and you will use a small w here and say enter, you got it. Now if you want the last name, you will take your data set again, come here, at the end you will use a $sign, which means find it from the reverse. Say enter and you got it. And if you see here, you didn't got your J, you didn't got your K and you got the last word. So this is the way you can use this. So I hope you understand the difference between the D and the W. If you like this tutorial, please do share and subscribe. Thank you so much.